I'm Gabby with Cooking with the Cullinans, and today we are going to make a homemade gingerbread house. I love doing this every year because my daughter-in-law and I take the time together to decorate the gingerbread house. And the other thing I love about doing this is that this gingerbread tastes so good that you can actually eat the house after you make it, unlike the ones that you buy in the store, and the gingerbread doesn't taste very good. So you'll see these two little green straws are holding up the roof while it continues to dry. Anyway, I hope that you enjoy, and I hope that making a gingerbread house or making something homemade becomes part of your holiday traditions. Enjoy. These are the items that you're going to need to make the gingerbread house. So cookie cutters, you can get them online, Walmart, or you can actually just cut the gingerbread itself. You're going to need unsalted butter, an egg. We're just going to use the egg yolk, brown sugar, baking soda, cinnamon, ground ginger, some salt, flour, vanilla extract, and you're going to need some parchment paper, and you're also going to need some cookie sheets. And the last item, but not least, is you are going to need molasses. All right, let's get started. Here in a large saucepan, I have the brown sugar, molasses, cinnamon, and ground cloves. I'm going to turn it on over about medium heat. I'm going to stir it and have it come to a boil. Once it comes to a boil, I'm going to take it off of the heat and add in all of the other ingredients except for the flour. This is what the mixture looks like when it's boiling. So now I'm going to take it off of the heat. Now I've added in the baking soda, and you can see that it makes it kind of foam up just like this. That's how it should look. And next you are going to stir in the unsalted butter about 1 tablespoon at a time, stirring in between. Now I have all of the butter combined. I'm going to add in the egg yolk. Stir that until it's really well combined. And then add in the vanilla, the salt, and once all of these ingredients are all combined real well, you're going to add in the flour, about 1 cup of flour at a time, and it's going to get much stiffer, so you may want to switch over to a spoon. Now that the flour and all of the ingredients are combined, here is the gingerbread dough, and I put it on a piece of parchment paper that has some flour. I'm going to put a little of that flour on my hands, and I'm just going to start to kind of press it out a little bit. I'm then going to put this other piece of parchment paper on top of it, and I'm going to roll it out about part of the way, and then I'm going to put it in the refrigerator and let it cool for about an hour or until the dough is really cold. In a moment, I'll show you what it looks like with the other piece of parchment on it and how far I've rolled it out so you can see. And here is the gingerbread rolled out. So this is about what it looks like, and it is rolled out to between 1/4 of an inch and 1/2 of an inch thickness. I'm going to put it in the refrigerator. Sometimes I put it on a cookie sheet. If I have room in my refrigerator without, I just put it in the refrigerator without the cookie sheet for about an hour or until it's nice and cool. See you in an hour. Here's the gingerbread dough after it has been chilling in the refrigerator for an hour. And I have gone ahead and rolled it out to about 1/4 of an inch thickness. My next step is I'm going to go ahead and cut the pieces that I need. Meanwhile, I am preheating my oven to 325 degrees. The front and back along with the 2 pieces for the roof and the 2 sides, along with some Christmas trees. This is the little piece from the door. And then over here, I have some gingerbread people that of course we're going to use to decorate around the gingerbread house. I'm going to go ahead and put these in the 325-degree preheated oven, and they need to cook between 12 and 18 minutes, and it will just depend on exactly how hot your oven is and to exactly how thick you have made the gingerbread. So you definitely don't want to overcook it, because when you're making a house, it just makes it extra brittle, and you don't want it to be super brittle. It's a lot easier to put together when it's not. So err on the side of a little less done. We'll see you in about 12 to 18 minutes. These pieces for the gingerbread house and the gingerbread people and the gingerbread trees have baked in the oven for 14 minutes at 325 degrees. They're now on a cooling rack, and they're going to cool completely. So probably about an hour or so. And then I'm going to work on assembling the gingerbread house. And you're going to need royal icing for that. I do have another video of how to make royal icing. So you're going to want to make up some royal icing, and then I will show you how to put the house together. Now that all of the pieces of the gingerbread house and the gingerbread people are cooled, we can start to put the gingerbread house together. So I usually put it on either a plate, or sometimes I'll use one of these rounds like you would put a cake on. And when you make the royal icing, you really want to make it extra thick. I will drop down in the comments of exactly how I made it, but keeping in mind that the humidity in your house all comes into play. But it was 2 cups of confectioner sugar, about a tablespoon and a half of the meringue powder, a half a tablespoon of vanilla extract, and then about 3 more tablespoons of water at room temperature. And it makes it pretty thick. So we're just gonna pipe along the side here, the side of the house, a good thick amount of the royal icing. And then I'm going to just attach it to the front part or back part of the house. And I kind of lean them like this, trying to make as close to a 90-degree angle as possible. And I'm going to let that dry. And then I'm going to do the same all the way around. But the key is patience, number 1, and then remembering to be sure it's nice and thick. So I'm going to add some extra on here on this side as well as the other. Again, patience and kind of hanging on to it while it all dries. Here is the gingerbread house so far. So you can see that I've gone ahead and piped the royal icing on the inside and the outside of the house to hold it all together. Like I said, patience, and also just the time of letting the royal icing dry. Next, I'm going to add the other end, and then we will assemble the roof. So here's the gingerbread house with half of the roof on. I will put the other half on in just a moment, but you can see that I've actually piped all the way around the roof and on the inside as well. And then one of the little tips I like to do is I use a straw that I cut and press it here so it will just hold the roof up until everything dries into place. So I'm going to go ahead and put the top or the roof on the other side. So here's the gingerbread house all put together, and these little straws are going to hold up the roof just until everything dries. And these are some of the items that we usually use when we're decorating the gingerbread house. Best place to find them is, you know, we go to the dollar store, but anywhere where you find some little small candies and decorate it the way that you want it. It's a tradition in my house that my daughter-in-law and I do it every year together. So this is as far as I'm gonna decorate the house today, because I'm waiting for her to come over and we're gonna do it together like we do every year and take a cute little picture. Why I love to make a gingerbread house is because the homemade ones, the gingerbread is so good you can eat it when you're done. And when you buy the one in the store, they don't taste so good when you try to eat them. So I hope you enjoy. Hope you have a really great holiday. If you like the video, give us a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and leave me a little note. Let me know how much fun you had. See you the next time.